Thank you for watching this Last Mile Profits video.
If cargo bikes are your thing, take a look at the latest Last Mile Profits video, which is all about this topic. Experience the future of convenience with modern Expo parcel lockers. Cutting-edge innovations that bring parcel delivery to a fundamentally new level. Follow the link in the description to find the best solution for your business. Gary, we have not done anything on cargo bikes for a long time, and there's a big cargo bike lobby out there that I'm sure will be very interested to hear our views. So
I don't
today,
think we've ever done anything on cargo bikes, actually. This will be our first time.
Well, brilliant. So today's going to be cargo bikes. Maybe we can kick off with the fact that, generally speaking, I think the idea behind cargo bikes is that they're an ecological alternative. They tend to be used in tandem with micro depots in inner city areas. But have you ever sort of seen them work? Have you got a view on them, Gary?
I'm actually very, very pro them, in fact, and not just in the scenarios that you described, because again, being a Brit, I remember when postmen all used to come around on bicycle. They all seemed to come around on bicycle. And then what happened was parcels started to overtake letters. It started to get too bulky. It started to become impractical to come by bike. And now they start driving past my house in a van. You can't help but thinking that if the battery technology had been there and the cargo bike technology had been there 10 years ago when that happened, then this intermediate step might have been a more realistic one. You've got a mid-range of cargo capacity. You've got a middle range in terms of the distance you can travel, either fully on a charge or with pedaling assistance. It seems like, maybe I'm wrong, but to me, it does seem kind of like the ideal delivery mechanism.
Well, I have to say, I did some research with Paxter, who don't have cargo bikes, but they have, let's call them micro electric vehicles. And they operate in a similar basis that you don't have doors, you jump in and out. And some of the stuff that I saw, I think is relevant. And it's pretty interesting that what they said is it improved efficiency in unexpected ways. So because it's so easy to park, because you don't have to open and close a door, it actually ended up giving quite a lot of efficiency in terms of, I can't remember the exact figures now, I'm afraid, but it was, quite significant in terms of performance efficiency. So although the thing couldn't take maybe as many parcels as a van, it could certainly do as many as a small, let's say, standard non-commercial vehicle. And it actually worked really pretty well. So I think if you translate that to cargo bikes, which now have payloads much, much larger than the old posties bicycle I remember, which, if you were lucky, he had a satchel on the front. He had this sort of basket where you could put a few letters. So, I think it's pretty positive. The question is this: what about the couriers or the posties themselves? Because the experience we had from Paxter is actually they pretty much liked it. Have you had any feedback at all?
No, I think exactly the same. Now you can never tell with a large organisation. Whenever there's change, there's always people that resist the change, and you can never tell whether they're resisting the change because the change is a bad idea, or it's just change and they're going to resist it anyway. But the posties really were very unhappy when the bikes were taken away, because I think you say the sort of agility. You can move very quickly. You can hop on, hop off. You can move quite quickly. And I can kind of imagine a cargo bike being the same thing. You've got access to both sides. You can step from one side of it to the other, move it a very, very short distance in a very short period of time. I think getting in the van, putting your seatbelt on, starting the engine, assuming you put your seatbelt on, moving yourself 20 meters, stopping, getting out again, it's inefficient. And I can see a flow diagram that describes how a bike could do that much better, much more leanly, and probably a little bit more enjoyably than jumping in and out of a diesel van all the time.
Plus, as you said, the parking is so much easier. I just actually literally today was testing quite a large vehicle, and it was an absolute nightmare to park, whereas there would have been at least 5 or 6 different spots where in a cargo bike or light electric vehicle, I could probably do that. Not to mention, I don't know how it is in the UK, but in Poland now, most of the bus passes or the bus lanes are available to electric vehicles. And I think the cycle paths are available to some of the smaller cargo bikes.
Yeah, I think it just seems like the kind of the right thing to do. Maybe it's one of those things that the technologies had to catch up with the availability or the demand. And I'd like to think that there are many organisations out there now that when they're considering when they come to change their fleet or enhance their fleet, this is definitely on the list. You know, I live in a rural area, so the stem mileage for my delivery guy is quite high. He's probably got to drive 7 or 8 miles before he starts doing delivery. So I can see that potentially is going to be difficult. But for the rounds around the delivery office where he sets off from, there's no reason why a fully charged bike couldn't make that round with ease.
Well, look, let's observe this. I know that the cargo bike lobby is very active. So please, guys and girls, comment below. Maybe give us examples of where it's worked. I know that pretty much every large carrier that I'm aware of is testing cargo bikes in some form or other, or if not, cargo bikes and light electric vehicles. So it'd be great to see, you know, what experience you've had. From my side, it's very much what we discussed, Gary, that the users like the vehicles. They're easier to use, convenient. Let's see where it takes us. I think maybe after we get comments from people, we can talk about where we think that technology is going to go, because I'm quite interested to think, you know, what is the cargo bike of 2028 or 29 going to look like? Thanks for watching this Last Mile Profits video. For more up-to-date last mile news and analysis, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on LinkedIn.